Are you looking for affordable land? Today I am going to go over 50 plus properties that are priced affordably and many of which come with owner financing. And we're also going to continue our Would We Buy This segment where we review a listing live to see if we would all buy it. So here's the schedule for today. First, I'll quickly touch on our free land giveaway and property updates to see what's coming up. Then we'll do the deal of the day, the Would We Buy This segment, and then wrap up with a fact of the day plus free gift. And just for anyone who's new here, my name is Erica, and I have a company, Gokce Capital, that buys and sells vacant land. I'm not a real estate agent. My company actually owns every property that we sell. So these are all for sale by owner in the sense that we own them. Some of them are listed with realtors, but most of them are not. And you can find all of our properties on this map here. Most of our properties are in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, New Mexico, Colorado, and New York. And we are about to get a bunch more properties in Colorado. So in the upcoming days, those will be listed. These will be in Castilla County, which is southern Colorado here. And then in the upcoming days, we'll also most likely have more properties in the Southwest, like Nevada, Arizona maybe, and New Mexico. All right. Now, before I do the deal of the day, I do want to highlight our free land giveaway. You can see this on the YouTube channel. It's under the ongoing promotions playlist. But on January 1st, we will be giving away the lowest price property in our inventory to one person who participates. So we're very excited about this. And actually, this time around, hi, Zaphael, the 640, maybe it could be the lowest. Maybe there'll be a 640 acre property that's the lowest priced in our inventory. We'll see. But yeah, and we're actually not just giving away a free property. We have a couple other bonuses that we're including as well, such as a vacation voucher, hotel savings card, restaurant savings card, and a private 1-hour consulting call. So all of those goodies are there. The other thing is that if you refer someone and they win, you will win something as well. You'll also get the vacation voucher, hotel savings card, and restaurant savings card, as well as 10% off any of our properties. So if you refer people, you have more chances to win. And to participate, it's really easy. You just leave a comment on the free land giveaway video, not this live stream, but the free land giveaway video. So that's very important. Leave a comment on the free land giveaway telling us why you're interested in free land and if you were referred by someone who referred you. And then you also subscribe to our email list so we can keep you updated. And to do that, you go to our website, gokcecapital.com, click subscribe and subscribe to email, and that'll sign you up for email alerts. All right. And we do have our case study for today, so excited to get into that. But very quickly, I'll go over our deal of the day. This is one of our properties that is for sale by owner, so that means there's owner financing. I highlighted a Putnam County property last time, so this time I'll highlight one of our new Valencia County properties. This one is a smaller property. It's 1 acre, but that also means it's at a very affordable price point. So if you're looking for a good entryway into land ownership, these smaller lots are very reasonably priced and they're a good entry point into land ownership. Or even if you have a lot of properties, they're still an easy property to pick up and add to your portfolio. The interesting thing about this lot is there is a homestead nearby. That would mean, and it's also not too far from the main road. So that would mean that electricity is close. You will likely have to extend it from here to the lot, but it is, unlike a lot of other properties in this area, there would be electricity close by. Someone else has always also built here, so that's a good sign for a well. According to our research, because this is 1 acre, you can build on it if you wanted to do that. Although I do always recommend that you contact the county to go over their rules and regulations. It would be well and septic, so just note that. Wells may be deep in this area, but again, someone did build right next door, so that's a good sign. Water hauling is another option as well in this area. And we'll have drone footage soon. It is actually 2 lots that we're selling together to make it 1 acre. And we're doing that because we want to make sure that we're selling a property that you could theoretically build on if that's what you wanted to do. And according to our research, you would need that 1 acre. But as always, confirm all rules and regulations with the county. Would you buy this? Okay. I think I put would we buy this, didn't I? I can change it to would you buy this? Yeah, that's a better title. Okay, so it is zoned planned development and there's no HOA. So this is a nice little lot with good, beautiful mountain views. This area is very pretty. You can see you have the expansive desert grazing land with the Manzano Mountains in the background. And it is priced at $2,997. That's the cash price plus the document fee. But if you didn't have quite that much to pay up front, we do also offer owner financing, and we will tailor those owner financing terms to meet your needs. Yes, it's a nice starter property. So this is one that is very reasonably priced, and with owner financing should be affordable to most people, as a good way to get into land ownership if you are not a landowner already. And we will tailor the owner financing terms to the individual buyer. So just let us know what down payment and monthly payment you're thinking, and we can work with you to find terms that are affordable. There's also no minimum credit score requirement. So if your credit's less than stellar, don't worry about that. The other thing I'll note is we do have a hold fee. So if you want to do your due diligence, you can hold the property. That'll take it off market. And the hold fee would be applied to your purchase price if you move forward within 30 days. It would actually be applied to another property as well if you decide a different property works better, as long as you purchase within 30 days. And I don't know if I covered this on every live stream, but one other thing that we do offer with owner financing is a 365-day land exchange guarantee. So within the first year, as long as you are in good standing with your loan, you can exchange the property for another one if we should find a property during that first year that you think is a better fit. All you'd have to do is pay another document fee, and then you can switch the property and keep going with your owner financing, apply whatever you've paid toward that new property. And we do also say that we'll give you 5% cash back if you pay off early, so in 6 months. So there you can save on interest, and you can also save on the overall purchase price if you decide that you can actually pay off early. So that is our deal of the day. And Abhi, you gave me something for our Would You Buy This segment. Oh, you also noted, do you know if the neighbor is using a well or water hauling? That's a good question. We can pull this up in Land ID. It might tell us. I'm not sure if Land ID would mention that. No, that's what I'm asking. Did the neighbor use a well or? It might be in the Zillow information. No. Yeah, it's a cool address. So if you built on that lot, you'd be, what, 2 Aztec? Yeah, I don't think Land ID would tell us if it is well or water hauling. The Zillow listing doesn't say that either. It is a mobile home, interesting enough. And the lot size is actually, it's saying only half an acre, but I think this one should be a full acre. Well, if you want, I can keep looking into that later. In the meantime, we should do our Would You Buy This segment. So let's see, you gave me a property address. So first, let's see if we can all right, we can pull this one up. This one's in Colorado. All right, let's read the description first. Wow, 43 acres, that's nice. And they took some nice photos too. Yeah, you were commenting on the last one we did. They only took 10 photos. These guys did more. All right. Looking for that perfect hunting property. It's in Wagon Creek Ranch in southern Colorado, and is advertised as having great elk and mule deer for hunting. It also borders BLM land and national forest for more hunting. And it says there is a freshwater well already drilled on the property. And then they took 6 photos for it. Let's see what else it says on the listing. It is in an HOA, interesting. So it's a gated HOA with an HOA fee of $500 annually. Although I would assume the HOA allows hunting if they're advertising it as a hunting property. Usually HOAs don't. But I wonder if the HOA has a website. Wired internet access. So they do allow RV or primitive camping, hunting, and ATV riding, apparently. Owners who may hunt their own properties or may enroll in a pool of shared hunting acreage. Okay, so this looks like it's an HOA that's a little bit less restrictive. Roads, hunting information. Have wired internet access. That's a good question. Yeah, it seems like more of a POA. You do need a hunting permit from them, though. They have their hunting permit here. Let's see. Environmental control. So you do need to go through them to get approval for homes or cabins, driveways, fences, outbuildings, even solar panels, wind turbines, and electrical generators. It's close to El Grande tank, so maybe no water well. Check, you're talking about the New Mexico property? Or you're saying here? Internet access wired. Yeah, I don't know how it would have wired internet access. Yeah, I think water hauling is fairly common in that area. I'll have to check if the neighbor actually has a well. Follow up on that. Okay. So you do need to go, it is an HOA in the sense that they do require you to go through their approval process for most. Very nice views. Yeah, it looks pretty. Construction. And Bob's your uncle. Do I need to? See roads. Oh, it says, so one thing to keep in mind with some of these rural areas, the roads are not maintained by the county. That's often why there are HOA, POAs to begin with. Why is Bob your uncle? Yeah, I was wondering what that's a reference to something that went over my head. So here's an important note. They also don't provide plowing service during the winter months. That's interesting. You would think that would be something the HOA would include. So access to most properties is by snowmobile or tracked vehicle. That would be an important thing to know if you wanted to live in this area. Okay, yeah, let's go to land ID. Is this the, it didn't pull up the property. Let's see. I think I need the APN. If they give it here. Okay. Yeah, the HOA dues will go up, you're right. So depends on what you'd prefer, low dues or snow plowed for you. Okay, so here we go. 43 acres as we saw. Wow, the assessed value's low. Maybe because it's an agricultural exemption, technically zoned agricultural land still. All right, so we're in the mountains, so not too surprising, no special hazard flood zone. There are some streams in the area. And assessed is one, yeah, I know, that's what I was saying, assessed is 1K. My guess would be that's because it's we can pull it up on the assessor website, but my guess would be it's technically classified as agricultural land, so it has an exemption on it maybe. And yeah, here in Castilla County, you can see water wells. Like you were saying in Colorado, you can see water wells, so we can look at the well depth. Does look like a number of people have drilled wells here. The well depth on this one was 483 feet. This one doesn't say. 310, 275, 228. So probably an exemption, yeah. So it doesn't look like people are having issues with wells in this area. They are going to be a little bit deep, so you'd want to keep that in mind cost-wise. What about water rights? My understanding is in Colorado, you don't need water rights for a domestic well, but if you were drilling it for agriculture, that would be a different question. No, in Colorado, I can confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that in Colorado, for a domestic well at least, so this would be like ordinary household use, you don't need water rights. So, I mean, you would need a well permit, but Colorado law provides for exempt wells, which allows certain domestic or low-use wells to avoid some of the more burdensome aspects of water rights adjudication. So here, let me pull up this website. And here we go. Exempt wells are small capacity wells, typically 50 gallons per minute for domestic, stock watering, and low intensity commercial uses. Yeah. So that's a nice thing. Although, as always, confirm that with the county. In this case, it would be through the state. But you would need to get a well permit. That is an important thing to know. All right, so that's on wells. Wells seem feasible. Let's look at the contour lines. This is a hilly area, as to be expected. Although this lot is maybe a little bit flatter than other areas. They mentioned BLM land. Where is that? It's over here. We have to zoom out a bit. All of this is BLM land and national forest. So it's not right near the property, but in the immediate vicinity. Do you want to share what happened last time our salesperson told someone to read the county rules? They said, no, if I have to read something, I'm not going to buy the property. But I mean, it is always important that people do their own due diligence, because we never know exactly what someone wants to use the property for. All right, schools, opportunity zones, conservation easements. All right, let's look at soils. Well, it's 7E. But generally in Colorado, I don't worry as much about perk tests. Maybe. If you're not going to read anything, you likely weren't going to buy in the first place. Yes, that's that's a good point. That's what I was thinking too. It would surprise me if someone actually bought land without reading anything. But you never know. All right, so those are the soils, oil wells. No oil wells, not surprising. No transmission lines, not too surprising there. Okay, so that's the basic information. And it is, can you check fiber optic? Do they show, oh, they do show fiber optic. Yep. Huh. There is fiber. Interesting. So maybe there is a wired internet access here after all. Oops. Yeah, I know. Crazy, isn't it? Yep. So there is internet. That's a nice perk. All right, you want to look at comps? Or you have any other questions for Land ID? Benefits of an HOA? I mean, in this area, an HOA would be nice. They'll at least do some basic road maintenance, even if they don't plow the roads in the winter. What did they say the dues were? 400 or was it 500 a year? I suppose that's not too bad. It is 43 acres. And they do allow hunting and camping and RVs. So that's all. Did we look at the slope? We did briefly. I pulled up the contour lines. Here we go. This is a hilly area. I mean, it's the mountains. There we go. So, but it does seem to have some areas that are, whoops, relatively flat, like over here and over here, where it would, seems like it might be, I mean, this is a huge parcel, so if you wanted to build, it seems like there's some areas that would be pretty easy to build on. Yeah, overall, it looks like a nice property to me. I know for some people, the HOA is a complete no right away, but it can be nice in these rural areas to have someone doing some basic maintenance on roads and infrastructure, especially when you're dealing with snow. Can you do homesteading here? Well, they do allow camping, RVs. It's not clear here whether they allow livestock at all. Let's see. Do they have their CCRs online? No, okay. Well, they have a grazing committee, which suggests to me that grazing is allowed in the area, at least. Yeah, I know. We need to find the CCRs. If I can't find them quickly, though, that would be, something you would definitely need to find before you make a final decision. It's also, you want to contact them and see how easy it is to get a hold of someone at the HOA as well, especially if you need to go through them for all these permits. All right. Thank you, Zaphael. That's very helpful. Good. Yeah. Actually, it would have surprised me if they relied on water hauling. It looks like they put a fair amount of landscaping on that lot. So that's good to know. Yeah, the neighbor for that New Mexico property was able to drill a well. So that is good to know. Okay, let's look at comps because we're running out of time here. 200, so they want like 230K for 43 acres. Let's look at really no sold comps, is that right? Wow. That's kind of a red flag. Oh, do I have my old filter on from before? All right, there we go. That's better. Okay. Let's do 20 to 50. There we go. That makes more sense. Well, and I think they have a chicken coop too, yeah. Must mean it's free. Yeah, so it does seem to be priced above the sold comps here, like the last one we looked at. They did say they have an existing water well, but I like the property a lot. It's pretty, but just from a quick look here, I think it's overpriced. What do you think, Gabi? Zaphael, what do you think? Would you buy it? I'll say I would buy it, but not at that price. But when were they sold? And yeah, we should actually look to see. It was updated. So yeah, have to check the sold date. I wouldn't touch anything in Colorado because of political, legislative climate. Interesting, I didn't know that. You have to check. Yeah, I mean, these are recent sales. The other one was also September. So these are all recent sales. So yeah, I think it's overpriced. I think these are in different HOAs though. Over time, we're narrowing it down. Yeah. Which HOA? So yeah, I'm gonna stick with, well, this is the same HOA. So yeah, I think it does have a well on it, but probably a little overpriced. I'm gonna stick with that. What do you think, Gabi? because we are coming up on time. No thoughts? You don't want to commit to anything? Yeah. You're just gonna troll Zaphael. Okay. All right. Well, then, in the meantime, I will quickly show our. Oh gosh, I need the fun fact. Why do I always forget that? Let's go to our. Let me do a fun fact. This is interesting. In Colorado, maybe this gets at why Zaphael would not buy land in Colorado. Rain barrels or catching rainwater was actually illegal until 2016. So every drop of rain that hit your roof was considered to already belong to someone downstream. That's changed. But in the past, they were one of the few states that did not allow rainwater catching. I believe they do allow it now, though. Let's confirm that. So now, since 2016, you can collect rainwater, but you can't use more than 2 rain barrels with a combined capacity of 110 gallons. So, fun fact. Zaphael, is that why you don't like Colorado? All right. Now, we do have our free gift. It's 17 simple ways to generate income from land in 2025. I'll have the link to that in the description and the pinned comments. And we do have our discount code. I covered New Mexico, so that's live NM150 for $150 off any of our New Mexico properties. You can find all of our properties at land.gocap.com. Just click buy or hold to put in that discount code, and it's valid until midnight for $150 off. You could buy $150 including that $2,997 property that I showed, which is next to a lot that, as Zaphael said, has a well. So that's good to know. They're good if you like marijuana, though. Hello. That's one thing we didn't look at when we were reviewing the deal today. Would it be good for growing marijuana? So that's our discount code. Also, there's our free land giveaway. So if you want to participate and you haven't done so, you can go to the YouTube channel and find the free land giveaway video. And then tomorrow I'll be back. We'll review another deal. If anyone has a property they would like us to take a look at, just drop it in the comments. Are people liking the new free land giveaway better than the previous? I think so. We need more comments, though. We'll see. I hope so, because we are giving away more this time. So I'm hoping those added bonuses are a nice addition. So we'll see. Let's see how it's. I'm looking forward to Jan 1st, seeing who shows up and how everyone responds. We can keep improving it, of course. So if anyone has any suggestions, let us know. And if you'd like us to review a property, post it in the comments. Also, I'm happy to just cover interesting topics like we did USDA loans at one point. So if there's a particular topic that would be helpful to go over on a live stream, we can pause reviewing listings and do that as well. But in the meantime, I will thank you everyone for joining, and we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you then.